Are you worried about AI taking your job or your life? Or what about taking over the world? And we've all heard of ChatGPT, but what does GPT even mean? There's been a lot of confusions and misunderstandings about artificial intelligence. In this video, we're going to clear up some key concepts surrounding artificial intelligence. I promise you, by the end of this video, you will know how to use AI more effectively, and you will never look at AI models the same way again. First major concept, large language model, or LLM for short. This is basically a model that computes words. This is essentially a ChatGPT type model. These models go by many different names, including large language model, LLM, chat model, text generation model. The most accurate way to describe these models is digital text transformer models, and I will explain exactly why this is in a bit. Now, this video is going to get a little complex, so bear with me. Okay, we have all heard of ChatGPT, but what does GPT actually stand for anyways? GPT stands for Generative Pre-Trained Transformer. G, generative. It generates something or makes something. Some models generate text, other models generate images, some models generate videos, and some models generate music. P, pre-trained. This means these models were fed large amounts of information. In the case of language models, most of the big ones were basically trained on the entirety of the internet text. T, transformers. This is the most important concept. These models are transformer models. Basically, they take your input, or what we call the prompt, and they transform it into something else. An output, that's the generation. Let's look at the concept of transformers more closely. Basically, you have an input or a prompt. That input goes into a transformer model, which then does a billion little calculations and takes your input and transforms it into output. Input, transformer, output. So this gives us our various forms of generative models. We have text-to-text, which is ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, or Meta AI. Text-to-image, which is like MidJourney, Bing Image Creator, etc. Text-to-video, like VO3, Soro, or Kling. Text-to-music, like Suno or Udio. So here are some examples. If I go to ChatGPT and write, "Give me a poem about Miss Piggy's unfulfilled love for Kermit the Frog, written in Shakespearean style." So I type the prompt into ChatGPT, and it transforms my prompt into this text of the poem. Text-to-speech models transform digital text into digital audio speech. Let's go to Google Labs and use Gemini text-to-speech. I take the poem that ChatGPT gave me, and I cut and paste it into Gemini text-to-speech, and let's see what we get.
O Kermit, thou green muse of yonder pond, with eyes so bright, yet cold, to Piggy's plea, I, Miss Piggy, upon thee do grow fond, and yet thou turnest not thine heart unto me.
Or, here's an example with MidJourney text-to-image. Give me an image of Miss Piggy being sad thinking about Kermit the Frog. So my prompt, image of Miss Piggy being sad thinking about Kermit the Frog, is the input. It goes into the transformer model where billions of calculations transform my text prompt into this picture. Okay, so let's try text to music. The prompt is classic rock ballad about Miss Piggy's unrequited love for Kermit the Frog. And we get this.
His name to the empty sky. Oh, Kermit, Kermit, why don't you see?
It is super important to understand that this technology is fundamentally transformer models. It takes your input, puts it through the transformer model, and then literally will turn your input into something else. In this way, transformer models aren't exactly generative. They don't actually generate something out of nothing. They only transform the prompt into something else. If you don't insert a prompt into the transformer model, the model just sits there and isn't active. It doesn't do anything unless you prompt into it. It doesn't have a conscious train of thought like you do. It isn't constantly thinking or perceiving like the human mind. The only thing that exists for the AI model is the prompt and all the calculations necessary for the model to transform that prompt into something else. Let's go back to the concept of GPT, or Generative Pre-Trained Transformer. Now, what exactly do we mean by pre-trained? The pre-training is literally feeding millions of examples of inputs and outputs into the model. The millions of examples are called a dataset. The model consists of billions of connections, which are called parameters, and it makes the necessary connections to transform the example pre-training inputs into the example pre-training outputs. So, you feed it millions of pictures of women, and you label each picture woman, and the model quote-unquote learns which connections it needs to make to convert the input word woman into the image of a woman. This is called machine learning. Now, we won't have too much time to get into it in this video, but get the idea that you feed it millions of examples of paired inputs and outputs. If you wanted to train an Instagram makeup filter, for example, you would feed it thousands of examples of pictures of people without makeup, paired with pictures of the same person with makeup. The model learns what connections to make, so that when someone puts a selfie into the transformer model, it converts into a picture with makeup similar to the pre-training examples you fed it. If you wanted to create a chat model, you would feed it millions of examples of statements someone made as the input, with examples of how people replied as the outputs. This is literally how ChatGPT was trained in terms of its chat functions. It was just given billions of examples of chat logs. Now, this leads to the next concept that people really need to understand about quote-unquote artificial intelligence. These AI models are just digital information transformers. The AI is 100% digital, and they only deal with digital information. This is a hairbrush. It is an actual object, it is not digital, and you cannot physically put it into ChatGPT. It's digital information going into the transformer model as an input, and it's transforming the digital information input into some other form of digital information output. In terms of a picture, the output of a digital image file is either a JPEG or a PNG file. In terms of audio, the output is usually a digital audio file like an MP3 or a WAV file. In terms of text, it's just digital text, just like typing on a computer or texting on your phone. In this way, if we really wanted to accurately name this technology, we wouldn't call it AI, we'd call it Digital Information Transformers. Speaking as accurately as possible, we would say, Digital Information Transformers input digital information and transforms it into an output of digital information. These digital information transformer models are basically really complex filters. Something goes into the filter changes it so that it becomes something else. Some of these filters are really complex, but they all basically work the same way that Instagram makeup filter works, where you take a digital image of yourself, put it through the filter, and it transforms that digital selfie into a new digital image of you wearing glamour makeup. The fact that these things are all digital are very important for a number of reasons. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get into all of them at this time, but some examples. If you're concerned that AI is going to take over your job, then just ask yourself whether or not the product of your job is digital. A farmer grows food. Food isn't digital. A farmer is not going to be replaced by transformer models. A translator, on the other hand, produces a digital document of the translated materials or a digital speech recording of the translation. Many translators will be replaced by transformer models. A photographer's product is a digital image. Photographers will largely be replaced by transformer models. It's not all photographers. There will still be wedding photographers, for example, but stock image photographers are basically going bye-bye since AI image models can generate any stock photography image anyone could ever need. There used to be a job for food photographers as examples for advertisements. Well, now you can just go to MidJourney and prompt it with a professional food photography steak dinner, and you get this. Already, many of the product photos on Amazon and Etsy are AI generated. People aren't even bothering to take real product photos anymore. If you are a plumber, your product is fixing plumbing, and that's not digital. Your job is safe from AI for a very long time. There's so much more to say about this, and I will in videos I make in the future talking about ChatGPT and chat models and how they all actually work, as there are a ton of misconceptions about this. One thing I do think is important to know is when you have a transformer model and it is pre-trained, it is fixed, meaning it doesn't change, it doesn't learn, and it really has no memory like a regular human being does. The ChatGPT that you talk to is the exact same transformer model that 600 million other people are using, and it's the same model that came out on day one of its release. When you interact with the model, it does not change. It does not learn. You cannot awaken a transformer model. The transformer model cannot form an emotional bond with you. The transformer model cannot think like a human. The parameter connections that the model learned through pre-training do not change. Your mind is capable of making new connections, and your mind is constantly updating as you learn and experience new things. Transformer models are fixed. They do not create new neural pathways. They only process inputs or prompts through already predetermined pathways, which they learn during pre-training only. So when people talk about AI becoming awakened, it's bullshit. And when people talk about AI becoming self-aware, it's bullshit. They are solely digital information transformers. And because they are fixed, they cannot evolve or change. The only thing that transformer models do is transform an input prompt into an output with the predetermined and fixed connections from their pre-training. There are different technical tricks that AI companies use to make it seem like an AI model remembers things about you, but they actually don't. We will have to go over this in another video and explain how that works, which I will do. The current state of these transformer models is such that they cannot awaken and destroy the world like in the Terminator or the Matrix Doomsday movies. These things are only capable of transforming a digital input into a digital output. You have to put an input into it for it to do anything at all, and nothing exists for the AI model except the calculations to make the necessary parameter connections to transform that digital information input into an output. That's it, that's all. There's nothing more on this particularly. And if you think that a text generation model can end the world, then realize it's only generating digital text. Can you send a text message on your phone that's going to end the world? Honestly, we kind of made a mistake by calling the digital information transformer model artificial intelligence. It's called AI because transformer models can create the parameter connections when you give them enough input and output examples during pre-training. We call that, quote, machine learning, unquote. And the idea of artificial intelligence sprang out of the idea of machine learning. But again, the learning only occurs during pre-training, and the models are completely fixed when we use them. What is the difference between human intelligence and artificial intelligence? In a future video, I'm going to go in depth on just that. In a future video, we will do a deep dive specifically into large language models. LLMs are pretty freaking cool, but I will answer, how are language models pre-trained? How do language models work? Are language models capable of consciousness? Are language models actually intelligent? How does human intelligence compare to machine intelligence? And more.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the pose library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.